And we are recording. So let's go and watch Nightsword versus Janninu. Nightsword and Janninu played in the recent World Cup against, the recent Euro Bowl with us, the Maltese team, where we placed sixth, determined by tiebreakers. So Janninu is playing dwarfs, a classic setup with four guard and two mighty blows, having two troll slayers and two runners, I think. Yes, one of which is being played in reserve. Janninu has set up in the classic chevron defense, trying to negate as much ground to his opponent starting. Nightsword is going for a more conservative, I think, defense. Let's see how he attacks, if he just goes for the blocks. It seems like he's setting up to take as many blocks as possible. Yes, he is defending partially against any blitz attempts that might come. A classic attack setup with 5 players taking as many blocks as possible. Nightsword has gone for 5 blocks and 1 tackle against the dwarfs. This tackle will be useless, but if he progresses it will be more useful against all the Skaven and other teams. On the ball, will he go to catch the ball, or will he just go to protect the ball? He will attempt to catch the ball, and Janninu gets a solid defense. Let's see how he sets up. Let's see which players he would select. Maybe he will not do anything at all with the solid defense, or he might advance a square. We will see. For any of you that are watching and are on the island of Malta, come join us on our stand at Playcon. And see the action live. I have 3 games behind me going on, continuing the round of 16. Janninu has chosen to protect one side more heavily than the other. Will this play against him? Let's see. And the chameleon does not catch the ball. Ooh, it starts with a push. Greg, the previous winner from the previous stream, is currently watching the game on the big screen in front of me. Some nice blocks starting the game. It seems that Nightsword Sauri do not want to down the dwarfs, which means the dwarfs will be free to act in defense during Janninu's turn. Will he take the block with the Croxigor, or will he take the block with the Tacklesaurus?
Because if he takes the block with the Croxy, if he follows up, there's the Dauntless waiting behind.
Yep. And there's a downed dwarf. The armor of the dwarf still holds. Ooh, the chameleon will not be picking up the ball, it seems. He takes the block with the Croxy but leaves the player to be able to move and free to move. And there's this king to pick up the ball. Ooh, fails the pickup. Accepts the roll, and that's a turnover. But perhaps it's wiser with just 2 rerolls to conserve the rerolls for the coming turns. And the dwarf player starts. Yes, Janninu starts to pressure the Sauri, and that's a blitz with the mighty blow on a Saurus. Both have block. It seems they're going to be just stuck now. With the ball still at the back, Janninu can relax a bit as there will be less pressure from the Lizardman player to score, to push forward and score for now. Ooh, putting on pressure with his blitzer. Why are the players not marked? Let's mark them. There we go, that's better. And prefer it this way. So we have a blitzer pressuring the ball. Not for long, it seems. What will the Saurus do here? Interesting choice. Leaving the blitzer alone. And it seems a block on the guard player is due. So Nightsword will be pushing through the dwarfs, creating pressure back. Still the dwarf armor holding. Janninu's dwarves are well armored and ready to take this fight. The skinks are left and the Croxigor, what will they be doing? And the ball is not picked up again. He could technically let it be, again conserving rerolls, but it's starting to, the pressure will keep on mounting now. Will Janninu full on pressure? Wisely picking up his player on the ground and getting him up. Will he tag that Saurus so that it doesn't blitz his blitzer anymore? And another guard player comes into the fray. The Saurus will start being hard pressed by all the guard of the dwarfs. One die block. Risky move considering the frenzy, but his Dauntless saves him. He's going for a rush to blitz the chameleon. Gets the paw, which should be cancelled. Why the tackle? There it is. The dodge doesn't count. The skink's armor is broken, but he survives with a stun. What will Nightsword do here? His Saurus are getting stuck in with dwarfs. The guards starting to have an impact on the game. And as more and more Saurus get stuck in, the less maneuverability he will have. And we also notice a skink stuck into a player with tackle. The Saurus trying to keep themselves open. The skink must catch the ball this turn. Will he use the reroll now? I think he must. And he fails it. This is not a good thing for Nightsword. His team is stuck in. And I think I see a blitz here. Yes, just a rush. This will become hard suddenly with the dwarf player managing to leverage the bad luck by Nightsword to pick up the ball. So that's a down skink. Ooh, one less skink for the game. This will be costly, but not unexpected at this point. And there come the tags, meaning that Nightsword's players will not be free to do much next turn. And here comes the Dauntless. And that's another downed. Yep. Leaving. Is that a lineman? Yes, no, it's a runner. So not perhaps the best player to mark a skink, but still a player available to mark a skink. Ooh, 2 rushes to blitz the skink. And there it is. Is that another dead skink? No, it isn't, but that's not a good position. He's tagging the Saurus, a better choice, I think. Oh, fails the rush. Will he re-roll it? Yes. And picks up the ball on the scrimmage line. The dwarf player seems to be able to score soon. Janninu coming in with an early change of pace. And now, how many other Saurus will suffer? And another rush to tag a skink. This is not looking good. Ooh. Another rush. Why? Okay. That leaves the skink free. With 2 skinks free essentially and all the Saurus is blocked, Nightsword has limited options. Janninu tried very hard and almost succeeded perfectly, failing just a couple of rushes, and he chose to conserve his rerolls, again wisely so. Taking a few blocks, trying to set himself up better for next turn. Nightsword has 2 problems. He needs to mark the dwarf player with the ball, the blitzer, I think, yes, hoping that it will be enough. And then his options are, I believe, to either blitz with the down skink on the line or to take a 5+ dodge out with the Saurus. What will Nightsword do? And will it succeed? Or will Janninu be in a position to score next turn? taking him into an early lead. Taking his time. Again needed. He tried the 5+ dodge out, but did not mark the players, trying to conserve his kings for later. Will Janninu be stalling now? He probably will be stalling from what I am seeing. Yep. There comes the partial cage. And there comes the Dauntless. A blitz on the second Saurus, downing him as well. Will that's a blocker, yes it is. He will assist against with a rush. There's another Saurus downed. This is getting interesting, or rather less interesting for Nightsword, and more interesting for the dwarfs. Janninu leveraging his advantage, giving Nightsword very little options. What will Nightsword do? And again, Nightsword trying to free up some players and get into a better position next half, but the dwarf armor stays. Again, the options are limited. Will he conserve the players? Blitzing on the runner with a rush. The runner does not have block. And rushing into contact with the ball carrier. Dodging in with the skink. Marking the ball better. And the chameleon fails the dodge. And this will be a blitz to 3. The blitzer hoping for a chain push by Janninu. Xaħat tikellmu. Le tinċempillu. Ara xridni. Għajdlu qiegħed streaming palissa. Double skull. I believe Janninu must reroll this. And he does. Gets the pow. It seems that whatever Nightsword is doing will not be helping. There is a chameleon in place to do a 2-die under. A 3-die under on the ball carrier. And that's a failed block. Nightsword still not in a good position. Starts with a block to free the Croxugor. Will the Croxugor move? There we go. Coming over to help. Takes the block, hoping for a better position. Still the dwarf armor holds. Frees up one of his players. Starts marking. That's a blitz. Perhaps wisely taken at this point. So Janninu's position does not look as defensible now. Will he choose to take the 3+ dodge out? Takes the dodge out with the chameleon, keeping him safe. That does leave the Troll Slayer free. And the dwarves come back in, holding those Saurus in place, keeping them locked in. And giving Nightsword no respite. The action is happening. Here's the blitz, as expected. This is not the result that Janninu wanted. If he uses the reroll, he needs at least a push. Needs the push, but will that come if he uses the reroll? And if he does use the reroll, will he decide to score or not? And if he does get the push, he does use the reroll, gets the POW. The Saurus survives comfortably. So will he now take the score? And he does, putting him 1-0 ahead. Putting him 1-0 ahead and giving him the advantage. However, Nightsword does have 2 turns left to try and get the draw. He will need to push and push hard, otherwise he starts next half defending and in disadvantage, putting the dwarfs of Janninu in a comfortable position. Janninu takes up again this chevron defense, again trying to negate ground to his opponent. We'll see how Nightsword sets up. Will he go all in on one side? Will he try to divide and conquer? He only has 2 turns. Will that be enough for him to get the draw this half and start defending, but at least on a draw, not needing to push hard? So both players have no rerolls, and Nightsword goes hard on one side. Will it be enough? Ball goes further back. This is not good for Nightsword, and out of range. That's a high kick which allows him to place. That is not a good position for the ball. The game is really not going Nightsword's way. Let us hope that this time the chameleon can pick up the ball. It is still wise for him to pick up the ball with the chameleon. So takes the block on the guard, takes the block on the player next to him, freeing up all the other Saurus to push and take position to score. Will he take the blitz on the blitzer? Or he's going in from the middle. And this king's going in from the middle. A better position for them. And with one of the dwarfs stunned, that might be the best position for them. Will he be tagging players with his Sauri, or will he try and keep these Saurus free? It seems that he's tagging the players. Let us see. The big question is, will the Chameleon's King be picking up the ball this turn? Time is running out, but both Nightsword and Janninu have loads of time left to spare from the 7.5 extra minutes given over the 2-minute timers. The big question, of course, is what will the ball do? And will Nightsword keep a skink back to help with the ball just in case it is not picked up? And he does not pick up the ball once more. This is not going to be an easy turn for Nightsword. The skinks can be tagged. And here come the tags. As can the Saurus, it seems. There's the Dauntless once more, working again for Janninu. But the armor holds. There's a blitz on one of the skinks. That's one less skink. Can that skink still score a touchdown? Yes, he can. The ball is back here still. And still uncaught, with Nightsword having failed all of his pickup rolls in this first half. Those skinks are not looking like to be in a good position to receive the ball and score. This will be hard for Nightsword to get the draw. Ooh. And the blitzer does not dodge, which might mean that there is a free Saurus available for Nightsword to free one of his skinks and maybe be in a better position to score. I hear Janninu at the back saying that he still needs to succeed in a pickup. But maybe this is the turn and Nightsword will make all his pickups and catches as well as the necessary pass. That must happen here at some point. There's the block. That's one dwarf down. The other dwarf does not go down, making this harder. Nightsword, the first POW should have been done differently, but Nightsword chose to push out the outside when in fact this dwarf should have been pushed here and this guy would not follow, although that would still mean a dodge. Dwarfs are tough, dwarfs are resilient, and it seems that the skinks are unable to pick up a ball this round. Trying to free up a passageway. And those are the 2 minutes. Nightsword is now eating out of his own time. Catches the ball and fails the pickup a 6th time this round, which has essentially cost him the first half. This leaves an 8th turn to Janninu to just take some nice casual blocks, trying to put in some damage on Nightsword. That's one skink down. Will he survive the hit? And no, that's a badly hurt skink. That's 2 skinks down for Nightsword, which will need all his players next round if he needs to. And despite the badly hurt result, Nightsword chooses not to use the apothecary, conserving it for potential other injuries that might happen, if they happen. It seems Nightsword is having some technical difficulties. That is not stopping Janninu from taking all the blocks he can. And trying to put on some hurt on Nightsword before the half finishes. And that's a very good half for Janninu, which puts him at the advantage and means that we will probably be seeing him in the quarterfinals. One of the dwarfs at least makes it through. Let me speak to Janninu and tell him. Tell Janninu to pause the match. Let me pause temporarily the stream and we will see what's happening with Nightsword. We'll be back shortly. I am back. The problems are still ongoing. Until they are fixed, let's switch on to one of the other two matches. Ah, okay, sure. Hello. Okay, so it seems meanwhile one of my monitors is going to go. So I will be watching the stream
On the big screen.
on the big screen. Let's see how Viking and Pan Tiger are doing. A match between orcs and undead. At the moment it seems... What's happened here? Why is this? It's not.
Now you need to go on to one of the main menu. You need to go to the desktop and go to display settings. I think it's with the settings of this monitor and that.
So. Wrong settings.
Right click on the desktop.
There's. Sure.
Yep, the top one. It's on 300% camera. Over 100.
And there we are, fixed. Let's see what's going on here with the undead and the orcs. So at the moment, currently, it seems that the orcs are 1-0 ahead in the first half, and my other monitor, is it coming back? Yes, it is. And I am more comfortable watching the game like this. And here we go, 1-0 ahead. The ball is held by the orc player. It seems that this game is probably settled in favor of Viking. That's a lot of injuries on the undead player. Pantaika has suffered this game. It has not been in his favor, at least that is how it looks like. One of the both mummies are down. It has two mummies and two zombies left on the pitch, and a ghoul. Is that a ghoul with dirty player or sneaky git? It's a ghoul with sneaky git. All his other ghouls, skeletons and whites are out. It's possible for him to blitz the ball, but it's highly unlikely with a 6+4+ dodge required and a 1-die blitz without block to maybe take the ball. But even if he does, how will he recover it? How will he give it to someone to score? It does not look good for Pantaiga at all. So it seems that Louis moves to the second round of the in the quarterfinals. Good showing by Viking this round. Let's watch the other match, although I am being told that the other match is also not going well for the Skaven. So perhaps it's always best to watch. So we'll go to play. Teenagers. Community managed leagues, there we go. Live matches. And here we go, Netherite versus Fires. Netherite recently going 6-0 with his Skaven, but that's way too many dead Skaven. He's still fighting in the second half with Eratoger out and with 5 other players out. Ooh, the werewolf is out, but Fires is still holding the ball and defending his win. That's a failed dodge. Netherite takes the failed dodge. He is playing to try and gain an advantage, to try and go in for the ball. But where is the strip ball? The strip ball is injured as well.
I think the first half he played a bit too much gutter.
And there are only 2 gutters left on the pitch. It's not impossible for Netherite, but it is very, very hard.
Where there's a gutter, there's a chance.
Exactly. Where there's a gutter, there's a way. Spoken truly by Nightsword next to me as he awaits his PC to be fixed so that his game may continue.
There.
You are not going to be seeing anything from my camera. Again, the technical difficulties continue. One of my monitors is being removed to allow for Nightsword to keep on playing, as it seems that his monitor is not working. My keyboard is gone temporarily, and now it's coming back. Meanwhile, Fires sets up in defense in a position where he can push to score if needed, hoping that he can stall and prevent Netherite from getting the draw. It seems to be an uphill battle for Netherite, as Fires keeps on mounting the pressure, trying to hurt more and more of Netherite's players. ġara? Araw jaħdimx il-monitor l-ewwel. Ija, ħudu l-extension ta' da. Jekk jagħmel logout ma nafx jiġri. Computer mitfi. Isma, go find someone of the organizers and tell them we have a problem. Daqdu kif kellu blue screen. Ara sib xi mill-organizers u tgħidlu għandna problema b'xeba connections. Here we go. I'm still here. Another game is having technical difficulties. Fil-kas għajtillhom ma jippozja. The game is ready. Itwalaw. Imma he's done. Log in here. We might have solved the problem. Let's see what happens. And I'm back. Sorry about that, guys, but technical difficulties all around. Fires is still playing the calm game, still playing safely. Setting up again in defense. And are the gutters still both here? Oh, yes, they are both there, but both are in contact. And Netherite has also no rerolls, while Fires has all 4 left. That's a gutter down, still alive. Will that be a second gutter? There it is, a paw on the gutter. And the gutter is down. It's a very conservative roster by Fires. He also has some injuries, a werewolf and a wraith, both KO'd, not injured. But the advantage on the field is definitely a big one. It seems Netherite is planning a last-ditch attempt. No? There's the stand firm. Holding strong. You're okay? Are they managing or? And the game of Nightsword and Janninu has continued, so let's move out of this game and go back to that one. And here we go. Back into the match, starting the second half with Janninu in the advantage and with Janninu attacking. This is not looking good for Netherite, but never count a Lizardman out. He needs to get the draw. He needs to push for the win, while Janninu just needs to defend his advantage. With 2 runners on the pitch to give him the momentum and the movement needed, Janninu sets up in defense. The ball goes back, brilliant coaching goes to Janninu. No, brilliant coaching goes to no one. Both teams don't get the brilliant coaching reroll. And Janninu starts again with a blitz on one of the Saurus, downing the Saurus, keeping him in contact. And will he move in to tag this king? No, he doesn't. That's a block on the second Saurus, but the Saurus stays there, tough, resilient, and not anymore. He's down. Here comes in the guard player with the block by the Dauntless. Dauntless irrelevant here. Another Saurus down, and all the Saurus tagged with the dwarves. Takes a Dauntless roll, goes in his favor, just a 2+ for Janninu. And the Saurus are all in contact, are all being kept in place, while he quietly goes and catches the ball. No problem, picks it up, first try, showing Nightsword how it's done. The Sauruses start picking themselves up from the ground. One of them is stunned for this turn. What will Nightsword do? He needs to put up the pressure. He needs to take the ball. He needs to score. Blitz on one. Of the Troll Slayers. And not the moment to get a bonehead. The team is being very unruly, misbehaving for Nightsword, keeping him in an uncomfortable position and putting him on the back foot once more. First with the failed pickups, and now with the failed bonehead. Nightsword pushes on with one Saurus, with one skink. Will the chameleon go up as well? Will he defend one of his skinks? What will he do with his last three players? Ooh, takes the dodge. Without dodge skill. Manages to pass through. Takes both rushes. Very risky by Nightsword. Here comes the Chameleon King. Also goes for the dodge and manages it. Had he done another rush with one of his kings, that would have been a cut-off way for... And the Chameleon's King survives the blitz, being pushed into contact with another blocker, taking a second block. Janninu seems to be feeling the pressure. He did not pick up any of his players before risking the Quadra Skull, trying to protect the ball as best he can. There's the Dauntless, pushes the player, needs the Dauntless again, there it is. And that's a down Saurus. Will he take the block on the skink here? And the Chameleon Skink survives 2 blocks. Maybe Nightsword has a chance. Those are 2 there's a Croxagore, a Saurus, a Skink open, and a Chameleon Skink, and a Skink in position to take a simple dodge and try and take the ball back and score. Starting to protect the ball carrier, tags the Croxagore, and suddenly Janninu's position does not seem to be as bad as it was. Attempts a dodge with a blitzer, fails the dodge, which leaves another Saurus free, allowing Nightsword to better mount the pressure for next turn. There's the first block. Sounded painful. Will he take a 2-die under blitz with a 3+ dodge, no dodge? There's the pressure all across the pitch, mounting up for Janninu. Can he take a blitz? He's going to try a 1-die blitz. Manages the dodge. Gets a skull. Goes for the reroll. Into another skull. Good attempt by Nightsword, but did not succeed. And now what will happen to these skinks? It seems that suffering will be their way. First skink gets blocked. and is currently stunned. Second wing is, ooh, double skull from Janninu into a pow. And that king is quietly down. And it seems that the dwarf runner will be making his way through. And the Saurus goes down, which means that Janninu's way is clear to move and protect the ball. Wait a moment. There's the Dauntless. Saurus goes down. With all the skinks down. And the Croxugor moves, helping to pin Janninu in the corner there. That's a nice push. It seems Janninu's going for the blitz, trying to push a player out and succeeding. Well played by Nightsword. And now that blitzer is out and badly hurt, never coming back. Another player down and a runner. Janninu chooses to use the apothecary to keep his reserve stack for the half. And the runner is tagged with no easy way out for the runner. Nightsword taking some blocks, trying to gain some advantage on the field. That is not what he wants to see with his tackle player. And his tackle player is downed, freeing up the dwarf blocker. The Janninu needs to recover from this. A great move by Nightsword, putting further pressure on Janninu. The Dauntless still taking impact. And still proving its worth. A rush on the Croxugor. And the Croxugor is downed. La, live stream ta' Ġannu u Arte. Tough game, I saw your game, a bit of it. It happens. Well played anyway. Janninu still needs to get... takes the dodge, runs away successfully. With Nightsword now having little options on how to recover the ball. And the game is running away from him quickly. Janninu risks the one-die block. Risks another one. Takes the boat down result. He was trying to free one of his players. There's the block. Another player out for Janninu. What will the fans do? It seems the fans were kind this time, just putting him in the reserve box. Nightsword trying to regain some control in the match. Will he go for the 5+ dodge with the Saurus onto the ball carrier and the rush? He only has one reroll left. There's the blitz, there's the dodge. Will he accept the result or will he try it? No. Takes the result. And again, The game seems to be running away from Nightsword. The runner next to the scrimmage line, next to the touchdown line, almost about to score, allowing Janninu to stall. And there come the tags, keeping the Saurus in place. A blitz with the Dauntless. A second Dauntless fails the Dauntless roll, takes the one die block and pushes the Saurus further back, putting him out of position to blitz the ball carrier, which means that Janninu's ball carrier is now safe for at least another turn. Once more, meaning that the game seems to be going very much in favor of Nightsword. And Janninu trying to get some blocks in. Nightsword needs to pressure. Even if Janninu scores now, a slight chance for a draw stays. The pressure mounting by Nightsword, on Nightsword himself, to try and get the ball, to try and score. Another injury by Nightsword, giving him better control of the pitch. The Croxigor does not want to get up. Perhaps it's for the best. Here come the blocks. Nightsword needs the injuries to have a better chance. But the players are staying. As it stands, Janninu will be fielding a full team next turn. And all the skinks are coming back to play. Maybe not this one. What will Janninu do? Will he risk the ball stalling another turn, or will he score? He is not in a good position to stall. Someone seems to have disconnected. I'm trying to see what the problem is. Kollox sewajt. This game seems to be full of disconnections and technical issues, but still an interesting game. Full effort put in by Nightsword. The other two games are over, with Viking, Louis and with Fires progressing to the quarterfinals, along with myself, Metal Malta and I forget who the last quarterfinalist is. Will Janninu manage to pause the game? And the game seems to be continuing. Here we go. Will Janninu score? The big question still here, still with us. If Janninu scores, he all but assures his victory. Moving players along, taking blocks. Here's the ball carrier, and he scores. A tease by Janninu, and 2-0 advantage. Nightsword has 3 turns to score, somehow take the ball, and score again. Will he go for a one-turner? Will he try 2 turns? And hoping for a timeout. Janninu setting up in classic chevron once again. What will Nightsword do? Will he push for the one-turner? Will he push for the timeout? Trying to score quickly, and he needs to take the ball back. Without timeouts, without blitzes, his best hope is for the game to give him the one turner and then for him to be able to do a steal and a score in 2 turns. It seems he's going for the one turner. A hard ask with no rerolls left. And with Janninu still having 2 rerolls. Not the best position for the ball to go. It might go Nightsword's way, it might not. The on-the-ball player will probably move forward. Not that that will be of much help. And there he is. It's a touchback and bad habits. Who gets the bad habits? Here we go. And the one turner hopes are over. Or maybe not. It could still continue, there is a way. Will Nightsword see it? Will Nightsword use it? It will be hard, but not impossible. Here comes the first dodging. Successful. Another dodging will be needed. So Nightsword will attempt to continue. Here comes the second dodging, also successful. Two pushes away from being able to score a one-turner, giving him hopes of maybe keeping the draw. All dodges made. Takes the pow, does not need the push. And trying to hurt his opponent's team. Another pow helping him. Choosing to go next to players without tackle. A good push choice by Nightsword. Here it goes. Will he manage the rushes? Fails the lush rush. And will he keep the player on the pitch? It was so close. Could have done it. Could have given him hopes. Ball goes out. And there goes the last hopes of Nightsword for the draw. With his skinks in contact, his other skink. That's one skink down and out. And a blitz coming on the last skink. Unless I am very much mistaken, a 3-die blitz coming on the last skink. This is not looking well at all. No. Yep, there's the 3-die blitz. There's the pow. And the skink survives. If somehow Nightsword scores, he needs a blitz or a timeout to occur to be able to get the draw. It's not impossible, but very, very unlikely. Picks up the ball, runs away. Looking more and more impossible now for Nightsword as the ball carrier is now running away from him with the ball and with all his players tagged. 5+ dodge, rush to blitz. Will Nightsword try it? Or will he just accept the reality of the situation and take a few blocks to close the game? Seems he's going to take the blocks. Or maybe he's freeing up a player that I am not seeing. Seems Nightsword has accepted the reality of the situation. No, here he comes. Oh! How unlucky for Nightsword. A double skull in the wrong moment. Any other result would have been somehow doable, and that's it. Match is done. Janninu passes the quarter-final. Passes on to the quarter-final with a great game, trying to kill some skinks. Will he take some blocks? Can he even score? He can, and he does. Closing the match 3-0, piling insult onto injury, and putting salt on all the wounds he can see. Janninu scores his third touchdown. Nightsword could try to attempt a one-turner here, trying to gain some Why is there a missing player? No, there isn't. Is a player just... And there's the player, it appears. Here we go. What will Nightsword do here? Will he go for the one-turner? With no rerolls, trying to get at least one score in. Here we go. And that's it. Game is over. Nightsword gives up his turn. 3-0 for Janninu. What a game, guys. What a game. I will believe in you as Janninu returns to his place in the driving seat of this stream. Enjoy the rest of the stream, everyone. Allow me. And thank you for joining us, any of you who have.